Hello guys, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Today we are doing 2015 hub bearing, and this is about the the Detroit Axle brand, and it's for 2014 and 2015 Scion XB. So we're gonna change that. So the first thing you want to do is make sure. So the reason why I'm changing mine is because I'm hearing a noise on the bearings. And you can, whenever you jack up your car, you want to jack it up from here, right? And then let me show you the actual jack underneath it. So you jack it up with this, then you gotta put your other jack underneath it, squared, okay? And you can put it on the edge too, but mine is all bent up. So you can also put it on these two, but mine is bent up pretty bad. So I'm not doing it there. I'm doing it on the little frame. You can say they have a half a frame kind of where they made it where you can jack it up. So that's where I'm jacking up mine. Okay, so that's what's carrying the most of the weight. Then this is just a backup that I have over here. Okay, so first thing you want to do is you want to check for play if yours has a play in it. If you move this side to side, that's gonna be your inner or your outer tie rod end has a play in it. You gotta replace those. If there's, you can Google that, and then you can find out more information about it. Up and down is gonna be your bearing, and I have no play up and down. This is tight, but so shake it side to side. I don't have no play up and down. The reason I'm changing mine is because I hear a noise on this side that feel like the grease is gone in them. So you take your cover off. You're gonna take these lug nuts off. And then now we're gonna take off the bolt for the caliper and then the bracket. So I'm gonna do that real quick. I think it's a 14. You gotta check your brakes and everything while you're at it, and it really helps to have an impact so you can easier to take them off. And it might be a little loud with all the noises and everything. So just you can turn your volume down if you're watching it. So I usually take off, there's one bolt here, one on the bottom. I usually take off the one on the bottom. This one, since I don't have to do the brakes, you can just take off the bracket bolts. But I'm gonna show you so then you'll also know how to do a brake job. So it's righty tighty, lefty loosey. So then you can pick this up. Sometimes there can be a little jam. See on mine, the hose is kind of holding it. It's a tighter hose on there, so I'm gonna take the top one off too. And you're gonna be careful when you take this off because you can hit your bleeder right here and break that. So you gotta make sure you do it slowly on the top one. So these are 14. So your caliper should come off now. I'm gonna re-grease everything, so that's why I'm like, I'll take it off. And then you want to tie this up, as in hang it out of the way. You don't want this just hanging down by the hose, because it can damage your hose, stretch your hose, and cause automatic braking on one side. Like, so you want to make sure you want to hang this. Let me do a couple more winds on there, because I want it up or higher. One out of the way, because then I gotta do there you go, because then I gotta take the bolts off there. So you get your pads. I gotta re-lube everything because it looks all nasty and dirty kind of. So I'm gonna clean everything up and then the bracket, I think these are like 17, I think. Yeah, that's 17 mm. Let me get my breaker bar. So I'm looking for my sockets, guys. Bear with me. So guys, this is called a swivel. You can put it on an impact gun and get it off that way. This is the 17. And then you have your full-size socket that you can buy for this. And then you have a small socket. Okay, so I'm gonna use a long one. If it's super tight, then I can use my impact gun. That's good. And there's one on the bottom too. Okay, so now I'm gonna use, to make it faster to get it off. right, so this is how it has 2 bolts. Okay, these big ones that go in there. All right, so it goes on like this, and the bolts go in from like that. There's 2 bolts. And then your rotor, if most of the time the rotor is stuck on there, okay, so what you can do is, if your rotor is jammed up on there because you haven't taken it off, you can use a hammer and hit it like right here, but make sure you don't hit it on the on your studs, because you will damage the thread, and then there's no way of getting it off. So if you're using the same rotor back on, if you're doing a brake job, you gotta be real gentle and try to take it off. Like, you can hit it on the sides too slowly and get it off. Okay, and you can spray some like a PB blaster. It helps you with the rust and everything. You can try using that. But if you're not using the rotor, you're putting new rotors on, you can just hit it hard all the way around. The best way it works, if you hit it here on the side this way, because it impacts it and gets it off. Okay, so this is your hub bearing right here. Okay, so now this has 4 more it has 4 bolts, 2 up here, 2 on the bottom. Okay, so we're gonna, and then you have your axle nut. Let me get the spray. I see a bunch of rust here. So I got the PB blaster that can help us. It's got this tray. Okay. So this is a PB blaster that works on rusted parts and bolts and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna spray it and let it sit. There you go. Let it sit for a little bit. Let me show you a little bit better what we're working with. So these 2 bolts have to come off, and there's 2 of them on the bottom. Let me see if I can get it to angle. These, one here, one on the other side. So there's 4 bolts. Okay, and then you gotta get your axle nut off too right here. This takes a special socket. I have it because I work on cars and stuff, so you might have to go to O'Reilly's, AutoZone, or Amazon, order this. Okay, because mine, this is the original axle nut. Okay, so this is a 30 mm multi-point. See, that's how this axle nut is. That's what Toyota uses on their original. Okay, if you have replaced your axle before from O'Reilly or whatever it is, then you can use a socket with this size, with these points on there will fit. Okay, so this one takes this one. All right, so I have my impact gun for this, guys. You can do it. So this is called the breaker bar. It has a lot of help. You can try it with this, but I seen the best it works with the impact gun. But if you're doing it at home, yes, I get it. You don't want to buy $600-700 impact, a good impact, or you can get a cheap one to see if you want to do it that way. But I have a good Matco impact gun that I use. This is a pretty expensive one, but it battery charge and everything, and So this works really, really good. But this was about $1,000 when I bought it, like maybe like 10 years ago. Still works fine. So there you go. There you go, guys. And most of the time the axle is kind of stuck in there. I'm gonna spray some of this in there because it gets pretty dried up and stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna get a so you I'm gonna get a little metal piece and stick it in there and hit it. Let me grab that real quick. All right, I'm gonna try to hit it with that. I wish I had a smaller size, but I don't. I had it, but I don't know where is it at right now. I'm gonna put this on so I don't damage the threads on there. This is a good idea to do. I see it moving. You can probably see the axle moving right here. Look. So there, this is it. You just gotta break it loose. Okay. But take your time, guys. Don't try to hurry up and smack it like real hard and damage stuff around it. Don't do that. So take your time with it. So now I'm just gonna take my bolt off. Now we gotta get these. I think this was a 14 maybe or a 13. Most of them, they're 13. No, this one is a different size. This, let me see. Okay, it's 17, guys. Okay, so we can try the same thing. 17. Thinking if I can put my impact on there. Yes, I can. Because this might be too thick, but let's try it. Oh no, it fits. It's turning. Okay, so I broke that one loose. I'm gonna do this side now. So let me get a smaller breaker bar. I think I have one here. This is a little bit smaller. So let's try that. This can fit this. And guys, there is a ABS sensor wire here. So be careful with this, okay? Don't break that off. So it's gonna go up, loose. There you go. That one is loose. They're not that tight. I thought they were gonna be more tighter, so that's good. Cause you can do it by hand. You don't need an impact. Okay, so just take your time, guys. That's the key in fixing stuff on the car, man. You gotta take your time. You cannot hurry or don't get frustrated. Don't get, if something's not coming off, take your time, spray it down, let it sit. Okay. And there's two more on the bottom. Okay. Sometimes the socket will get a little stuck on there. Just shake it off. There you go. So, or you can hit it with the hammer. If it's jammed on there, just hit it with the hammer. It'll break off. Okay. So let's do this side. And guys, if you're having trouble fitting it here, move your axle back. Then you'll have more room. Okay. You can move this back and have more room if it's a little tight over there. Oh, slipping off. 1 second. Move the axle back so I can have much more room over there. There you go. So and you can also just put the socket on there. That can help you spin it better because sometimes with the fingers it gets a little jammy. So So now it's getting a little bit, because the axle is in the way. So I'm going to take the socket off and do it by hand. Okay, here's the top one. And they're the same size, guys, but I try to keep them where I know I put them back where they go. So this is the front, the bottom one, top one, and I'm gonna do the same thing on the other one. So here's how they're popping off. Okay. Top and then the bottom. All right, so that's off. Let me see who's calling me. Oh, scam. We all know how that is, guys. They just keep on calling you every day. Okay, so this is, so we got everything off. Then your hub bearing is gonna be a little jammed on there. Okay, so I'm gonna try not to hit it on there directly, but I'm gonna try to see if I can pry it off like that. I know it's a little tight on there. So you don't want to hit it here. It will bend your, this is your dust shield. So I can get it from that side, hit it from there, but I don't think I have enough space, but I'll try it. Gotta move the camera 1 second. There you go, coming up. I'm gonna try to hit it from the other side if I can. Yeah, see how it's getting loose now? See that? So it's coming out. Still a little jammy. And get on the other side. But you gotta do half and half because it gets kind of crooked. So you gotta hit it from both sides. See? So a couple more hits. So you gotta do it from both sides. It's gonna fall off whenever it does. And make sure about this, guys, you know the direction it's going, okay? I'm just gonna mark this right here. So do that, because I've seen people put it upside down or stuff like that, so make sure you know which direction it's gonna go when you put it back. Got so tight in there. There you go. That's because it's all rust back there, guys. Water and stuff gets back there, so that's why it gets kind of. There you go. And then push this axle back in. Here's your plate, and here's the bearing, guys. Okay, so this is the original. This is a 2015 car. Okay, and you see all this rust. Let me take my glove off. Here you go. Look at all this rust. That's what keeps it from coming off. Let me do a better angle. Zoom it in, hands were dirty. So this is the rust that keeps it on there. So now I'm gonna clean all that off. Okay, I'm talking about the rim, the ring, all the way around. I'm gonna clean all this off. You can use a wire brush. I have a little kit that has like different size of like wire brush round wheels. So I'm gonna clean it with that. Okay, and then you can clean this splines too on there, and it's pretty much low lubed up. The new one should go on there just fine. You might have to tap it a little bit, but on the new one you gotta be real easy when you put it on there. You don't want to hammer it straight on here. You don't want to hammer that all the way on there. You gotta take your time when you hammer it on. Okay, if you need to, but if you don't clean this, the rust and stuff, the grim, it's gonna be hard to go in there. Okay, so this is gonna be part number 1. This is almost half an hour. Okay, sorry guys, but in real life it takes time to do all this, and you don't know where you're gonna come across what other stuff. Okay, so in the part 2 I'm gonna start putting it back in, but I can show you the new one real quick. And this was a real good deal with, and I'm not getting paid or anything, guys. I never get paid for YouTube videos. I do this just to help out the community. So any of my videos, if you go on my channel, I don't even have an account for them to pay me. I just do it just to help people out. So here's the new one. Comes with the new studs and everything. Okay, so there's gonna be part 2. Wait.